YouTube, my name is Mesa Sean, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, there are two key points, or two critical things that everyone is missing from Beyond Light and also Season of the Hunt. This is going to be a review, sort of initial impressions of Beyond Light, as well as Season of the Hunt thus far. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you buy it? I heard it got pretty bad reviews when it first came out. I posed the same question over on Twitter, and wow, did I get a ton of mixed review responses, to say the least. So we're going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and yeah, let's just jump right into it, guys. We have a lot of stuff to cover. I'm recording this right after Thanksgiving, so this is a review of it thus far, right after Thanksgiving. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, a like rating really does help me out. Comments help out even more. Subscriptions also really help out. And if you want a discount off of any SCUF controllers, G Fuel, or Astro headsets, use code Mesa Army. Let's do it. The two key points are, which, well, I'll tell you that at the end of the video, but it's pretty glaring, or at least it was glaring to me when I put all of my thoughts together as we go through the video here. So let's start let's talk about the story and the campaign. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was lengthy. You could tell everything is about quests and more quests within this game, and everything that you do, which I think is fun, and I think it gives longevity to what you're doing in the game. I think as a grinder or hardcore, you know, it was a little frustrating at first burning through it, but then again, if you're someone casual or doesn't put a lot of time into this game, you are going to have a lot to do over the course of the season and even probably the whole year with the amount of quests and things to do and things to explore within Beyond Light. I am going to be all over the place in this video, guys. You know, I don't script any videos, but I do have some key points written down. Now, one of the things I noticed was I'm kind of out of my comfort zone in terms of using the same weapons. What did I use this entire summer, or probably the last 3 seasons, was Outbreak Perfected and the Summoner. Believe it or not, Outbreak Perfected is getting put away a little bit here and there. Yes, I'm using Thorn with Necrotic Grips. I'm using Monte Carlo nonstop because Monte Carlo helps so much with Stasis, the new subclass that we're going to talk about in a minute here. Even in PvP, I feel like, I don't know, weapons just feel different. You know, I didn't look at any of the patch notes when they first hit, but overall, I feel like I'm using different things and having success. Might and Multi-Tool seems to be working for me. Outbreak Perfected seems to be working for me. Chattering Bone seems to be working for me. 450 auto rifles, they seem to be working for me. Hand cannons are actually working for me. All of this stuff were not working for me in PvP leading up to Beyond Light. So that's a good thing, and it's fun for me, and it makes me want to go into the Crucible more, which, well, gives more longevity. Before moving into Stasis, let's talk about the new destinations, Europa and the Cosmodrome coming back from Destiny 1. Europa, safe to say, is the biggest destination we've ever had in the history of Destiny and Destiny 2. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing. From the Bray Exoscience facilities, and we have these new Eclipse zones. Yes, of course, we could use another landing zone up north. I totally agree with you. But I think overall the destination is a lot of fun. I just wish there was a little more folks who knew how to do the heroic public events. That would be pretty cool. But overall, the weather dynamics I think is great, but I love the destination, and I think because it's so big, again, from a longevity perspective, they probably are going to add a lot of things over the course of this year, and years plural. And also the excellent challenges each week, those are fun. Then we have Varix, who is our new vendor over on Europa, and he's got a lot of new stuff to do. We have the Empire hunts, and the fact that you can now do them on Master and different difficulties, that makes them fun. You can farm for different weapons from the moon by just picking up those quests, and also there's bounties to pick up, and then you've got his sabotage thing that you can level up. And overall, I think it's a beautiful destination and a lot of fun. And in terms of longevity, yeah, I think they're going to be adding a lot of stuff to it over the course of this year and next year and following years. Then having these new lost sectors that you have to do solo with modifiers at 1250 and 1280, I thought was genius. I always thought that lost sectors were one of the coolest things in a game, but they were just not utilized properly, I feel like. Now they're finally fun, and they give you a reason to do them. Again, longevity, because now to get the exotics, they're not just random drops from the world. You want something, you want the Cloud Strike, well, you got to go check that day. And no, I'm sorry, Cloud Strike comes from Empire Hunts, my bad. You want a certain exotic piece of armor, well, you got to go farm that day and check it every single day as they rotate between Europa and also the Cosmodrome. So I think a genius move on their part to make them these whatever master 1280, 1250 difficulties, and give you a specific chance at something I like it a lot. They're kind of like little mini strikes, especially because you got to do them solo. Then the Cosmodrome is back, and oh my lord, am I so happy to see the Cosmodrome. You know, seeing it in Destiny 2, I play on PC, so seeing it with those ridiculous graphics and the wider field of view, it feels like home. Hearing that music when I fly into it again and seeing familiar places, and now we have lost sectors there. We have the 1250 and 1280 lost sectors we can choose if it does pop up that day there, and I think it's awesome. But you're probably saying, well, there's nothing to do there right now, okay? Well, they brought back, I forgot to talk about the strike on Europa. Okay, it's an okay strike. It's a little annoying at the end and kind of quick, but I'd rather it not be as long as like the Scarlet Keep or something. It's an okay strike. The end of the strike I have mixed opinions on that. Not exactly that fun. Omnigold 2.0, I think, is a lot of fun. I think that's a great strike. I always loved it in Destiny 1, and I love it in Destiny 2, The Disgraced. But there's not a whole lot to do on a Cosmodrome, but I think that's Bungie's point. I think they brought it back for New Light players to see, and for us to see, but I'm calling it right now. I'll bet you money on it. Certain seasons down the road will revolve around the Cosmodrome, and either the new vendor or one of, like, someone from the tower, the story will revolve around them and having to do stuff on the Cosmodrome. I guarantee it. The seasonal artifact is okay. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. I think it's a little annoying constantly swapping mods nonstop, especially since they removed the generic heavy ammo finder and special ammo finder. But then at the same time, I'm constantly mixing up my builds, whether it's for PvE or PvP or certain encounters in the raid. So again, it's kind of fun, and I think it leads to the longevity of the game, changing up how you play the game. Let's talk about the new subclass, Darkness subclass, Stasis, which I totally thought was kind of going to be a novelty, but I gotta say, it is just oodles of fun, and I find myself hard-pressed to take Stasis off, except for, well, certain activities or certain things in the raid or certain parts of the Nightfall Strikes, but even then, Stasis works really well in just about anything, depending on what subclass you have. And of course, I'm a Warlock main, so I love Stasis the most because there's the most amount of things you could do with it, and it's a little OP, although I think they nerfed the melee a little too much. However, yeah, the melee was ridiculous in PvP, but it feels really weak, or at least the distance, that is. And PvE is really annoying. I wish they could balance the two. But man, Stasis for me is so much fun. The new system with aspects and fragments, I love how they're tied to doing a whole bunch of things that you need to go and do. Again, adds longevity to the game. If they ever moved the other subclasses to a system like this, which Luke Smith, I think, once hinted at, that would add a lot of longevity to the game. And I think they're, fun. More things to do. Better for the game. In terms of the loot pool, I guess armor and also weapons. I'm mainly going to focus on weapons because that's why I think we play this game, is to get cool weapons and new toys to play with. I think it's kind of limited. I think we probably were expecting a lot more weapons, but the weapons they did give us, I am enjoying them so far, and I think they are a lot of fun, especially the raid weapons. The raid weapons, I think, are hands down the best weapons in the game, or at least that's my opinion. You get your Hammerhead 2.0, that scout rifle, as my beloved Banana from year one of Destiny 1 on steroids, full auto, love it. The shotgun is ridiculous for DPS on the final boss phase of the raid. I just wish that, I wish there was a little bit more in terms of the loot pool of weapons. The season pass, again, for the, I think, millionth time I've said, they need to rework that thing because I keep saying the same thing over and over. When you level up, you should have that oh wow moment, like, oh my god, I leveled up, what am I gonna get? And you look and it's, I got some planetary materials, some bright dust, okay, a legendary helmet, which I'm not going to use because I want to save it to fill in some spots later when I'm trying to power level up. But Season Pass just needs to be more rewarding. I get where they're going with it, but at the same time, it's just, I don't get excited when I level up. Do you? The new raid, the Deepstone Crypt, man, it is so much fun. I swear, it's my favorite raid in Destiny 2's history, and I'd say Garden of Salvation would be number 2 for me. I'm not going to talk about the other raids because I'm going to offend people when I talk about Last Wish, but let's just say Deepstone Crypt is definitely my favorite raid because it reminds me of a Destiny 1 raid. What does that mean? It has 3 things. It has fun, it has action, and it has some mechanics. Not mind-numbing mechanics, memorizing a million symbols and running around doing a million different things. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I really hope they keep making raids like this. Not too long, not too short, and a lot of fun. But the ones complaining complaining that, wait, Last Wish and the Garden of Salvation aren't giving any pinnacle gear, no reason to do them. The spoil, I totally forgot to mention, the spoils system for the end of the raid where you can pick and choose, even though it's bugged right now, or at the time of recording this video, that you can pick and choose if you're looking to get a piece of armor or a different role in a weapon is, oh my God, whoever thought of that, Bungie, get a promotion, because that is absolutely an amazing idea, and I love it. Love that system. But playing the old raids, why would I want to play the old raids? And what's the point? Bungie's point is to get you to play the new content, not the old content. So I see where they're going with it. Play the new stuff. It's more fun anyway. The power leveling system, I think, is definitely much better this year and straightforward for average players, for casual players, for hardcores. Just get yourself to 1200, then get some prime engrams. You do your tier 1s, tier 2, tier 3s, then do your pinnacles. And each week you do your pinnacles, you do the raid if you do indeed raid, and you'll eventually hit the hard cap, and it's straightforward and it's fun, and I think that adds longevity also to players who are of the average folk or maybe don't have enough time. And I hate using the word average, it's a stupid term to use, but that's what everyone calls them. People who don't have that much time to play, you know, they like to come home, maybe play a couple hours a day or a couple hours a week, and they're going to get something done, you know. And trust me, with the amount of content, in my opinion, the amount of content there is in this game right now, or in Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt, for folks who do not have a lot of time to invest, you will be very, very busy for a very, very long time, which adds a lot of longevity to the game. I'm sure I missed a few things from Beyond Light, but we're going to move into Season of the Hunt because the video is getting long, okay? So for Season of the Hunt, well, we've got Emo Aldrin back, okay? But now he's called the Crow, and I know everyone hates this because they want to see him dead, but whatever, it is how it is. It's a little early to tell just in terms of where they're going with the season, but I will say, not really feeling it. The whole system with the lure, and then it's kind of like Menagerie Light. I thought the recaster system from Season of Arrivals was amazing in terms of getting those high stat roll armor pieces. There's a few weapons, but they're just not exciting. Like, I'm not like, I need that grenade launcher with Ambitious Assassin like everyone wants. Or the Scout Rifle, okay, it's got some decent rolls in it, but I'd rather just use my raid one. So weapons aren't that great. It's a little annoying every time you have to charge up your lure, but I see where they're going with it. They're going from a longevity perspective, because every time you want to upgrade your lure, well, you got to go do some activities. You got to do some strikes, you got to do or some PvP, or maybe some Gambit. For me, I go do some Gambit because I'm one of the few human beings on this planet that actually loves Gambit, and I can get Gambit matches done rather quickly. But the system itself, it's a little tedious and a little obnoxious sometimes of what you got to do to upgrade it. And the actual Wrathborn Hunt themselves, yeah, they're fun, but they're really short, which I guess is a good thing. And they're fun. They're just a little short and not exactly that interesting, but they're still fun, I think. Trials of Osiris got disabled. Can't they get their S together? Well, there was another bug found, and I saw it. It was basically some sort of invisibility glitch that glitchers found, sent to Bungie, and Bungie did the right thing. They called it off. So what do you expect them to do? They're going to call it off if there's game-breaking bugs in it, okay? So now that leads me into what are the 2 key points? You probably already know them by now if you've been listening. What are the 2 key words I said over and over and over? Fun and longevity. Bungie's job is to get you to keep playing the game more and more and more. So making things longer, well, adds longevity to the game. Having a map like Europa and the Cosmodrome, which are pretty huge, gives longevity to the game. And, you know, I already explained all the things that gave it longevity, so if you want to rewind it, watch it again, you'll see all the points I made that give this game longevity. But all the other things I mentioned about fun, well, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a lot of fun with this DLC. More fun than I've had with previous DLCs and things that I want to grind for. And I feel like when Reset hits, or at least Sunday or Monday hits, well, I finally have finished all the things I want to get accomplished. And that's pretty much it, guys. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section on how are you feeling this DLC. And also, well, season, I'm sorry. Yeah, DLC and season. Babble mode is engaged. Okay, leave me a good old hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.